right, so this is going to be another channel update. I tried looking for some Lee Frost movies, and the only one I could find was Mondo Freudo on the Amazon Prime. So I added that one to my list of Karate Man stopped giving me recommendations. So this week I just added one to my list because I didn't have much to add. There's hardly any Lee Frost stuff on. Well, there's nothing on Tubi that I haven't already seen. Chrome and Hot Leather. And then Amazon Prime has Dixie Dynamite. Oh, Karate Man's back. He was missing in action. No recommendations whatsoever. Well, I just added Mondo Freudo. I beat Karate Man to the punch. Karate Man's in the chat room now. I tried to convert Adrian to Catholicism. Now he wants to join the Anglican Church. And he asked me how to pray. I gave him a bunch of Catholic prayers. Oh, Karate Man's saving up his recommendations for when I'm done with Renegade. But actually, if you watch my last video, Karate Man, the pastor priest at my church is showing Catholic horror flick called Nefarious. Came out earlier this year. He only likes newer movies like The Sound of Freedom, Nefarious. I told him to do some older ones. We like anything before 1995 unless it's French extreme movie. Anyway, I just watched a rather adults only Lee Frost Mondo Freudo trailer. I guess I should confess that at my next confession a couple weeks. The older the better. Yeah. He said Karate Man says 80s and 90s for life. That's what I should rename my channel. I should rename it the Catholic Karate Man Weirdo Channel. Avarice Ichiban is kind of blasphemous. Because it's one of the deadly sins, I think, avarice. 60s and 70s. Yeah, I think I like 70s better. That's just my personal preference. But anyway, the 26-year-old Venezuelan on Twitter, the short one, with thick red lipstick and bleach blonde hair streaks. And shanty tramp clothes. She's going to try to make it do I like the fighting cage. Yeah, I talked about that in detail in my last video. The fighting cage. That was awesome. It was good to see Martin Cove play Lorenzo Lamas's brother. And then you've got Charles Napier, who's in a bunch of 60s movies. Who else? Larry Manetti from Magnum P.I. And then you've got the great Mitchell Ryan, who was drunk all the time on the set of Dark Shadows. It took him about 5 years to get sober. Speaking of getting sober, Adrian's sober now, I guess. 2000, 2010. I guess you're talking about the Fast and Furious franchise. It's kind of a mixed bag. And most of it is just mediocre. Although I'm looking forward to 7. Adrian said 7 was nice. Because it's got our buddy Jason, what's his name from Crank 2? Jason Statham. That's his name. Oh, both Martin Cove and Charles Napier were in Rambo First Blood 8 years prior of You Remember. I just remembering seeing it with my mom. I didn't know the actors' names at the times. I just thought it was a cool action movie, lots of violence. And my mom took me there because I don't know. I don't know why. I guess she felt guilty that I couldn't see rated R movies. I have no idea. But I think First Blood is rated R. Yeah, it's rated R. Sylvester Stallone. Who else is in it? I'm on season 2, episode 1 right now. I guess I'll watch that and then I'll go take a nappy poo. But the Venezuelan, age 26, she's gonna get here to this communist. She's gonna escape. I was telling Adrian she was going to escape the. Yeah, I'm not seeing Charles Napier and Martin Cove in First Blood. Oh, it's First Blood 2. That's why. 1985, sorry. Here we go. There's Martin Cove, Charles Napier, Richard Crenna. He looks familiar. He's probably in the first one. You've got George Cheung. He's in a bunch of films. Who else? I guess that's it. It's got Eric Lee. Eric Lee is a famous martial artist. He was in Ring of Fire. Tiger Claws 2. Karate Man recommended Tiger Claws 2, I think. It's on YouTube if I remember. Sworn to Justice. Deathmatch, Fist of Iron, Talons of the Eagle. Eric Lee. He's in tons of. He was in Bloodsport 2, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Big Trouble in Little China, Tiger Claws 3, Rambo First Blood 2. What else? Tons of movies, man. Holy cow, Eric Lee. He's an old school martial artist from the 70s, I think. He's known as the King of Kata, acclaimed expert on Kung Fu weapons, Black Belt Hall of Fame, countless awards and accolades. He's age 75. Zhongshan, China. Karate Man says, for whatever reason, Hollywood doesn't make action movies like they used to anymore, mainly that don't do practical explosions, blood squibs, e.g. plenty of other reasons. Everything is CGI now. Yeah, I think Fast and Furious had a lot of CGI, and then they went to practical effects in the sixth one. So they're kind of schizophrenic, like the priest at my church. He can't make up his mind whether he wants to do English Mass or Latin Mass. Cynthia Rothrock. Heal yes. Karate Man's in love with Cynthia Rothrock. Excuse me. Can't even pronounce her name. I haven't seen any of her movies. She's a blondie. I guess she only gets naked and sworn to justice for like 5 seconds. All right. So the 26-year-old Venezuelan, I was telling Adrian, as I was about to say, that she wants to escape one communist hell in Venezuela to join another communist hell here in San Francisco. So I gave her my phone number. I said she had nice hair, nice eyebrows. She looked nice and short. You know, big things come in little packages. I don't know how tall she is, but I'm 6'2". She's going to look funny when I bring her to church, man. If she ever gets here. Through God's grace, she says. This is what she told me. Yo en Venezuela, pero pronto estaré en Estados Unidos con el favor de Dios. At least she believes in God. I'm sure everybody in Venezuela does. But they got a communist leader. And he's like, he doesn't care about God. He only cares about himself. She's more superior than Kat Sassoon. Don't get me wrong. Sassoon I like, but Sassoon only played villains. I told you her life was cut short. She didn't marry me. It's all. I could have set her life straight like I'm trying to do with Adrian. Anyways, I'm not marrying any woman unless she's Catholic. I made that mistake twice. And I think I just committed a mortal sin by watching the Mondo Freudo trailer, which has lots of bare breasts, and a hidden camera takes the viewer on a worldwide tour of sexual practices and rituals, including Tijuana strippers, Asian sex shows, British prostitutes, New York devil worshippers, more nudity, and a Mexican slave market. Anyways. Yeah, I think Kat Sassoon could have had a better career if she'd given up drugs. Her rich family, her rich Sassoon family didn't care about her. I think she was the oldest daughter or something. Hell Comes to Frogtown has one of the most insane plots in an action movie. I think the sequel does because they've got those Commander Cody backpacks with Robert Davi. Like, I like the sequel better. Well, it wasn't Robert Davi. It was another guy. What's that guy's name? Oh, Return to Frogtown, 1993. Also known as Hell Comes to Frogtown 2. It's Robert Zedar, who was in Samurai Cop, right? We like Roddy Piper on this channel too. He's a pretty good actor. Pretty decent. Yeah, Robert Zedar was in Samurai Cop. All right, well, I'll let you go. I think I talked about enough about my Valenzuelan dream girl. The last Valenzuelan dream girl I met didn't want to leave Valenzuela. I guess she likes her family too much. I don't know. She doesn't go to church much. So Venezuela, Colombia, and Ghana are some of the poorest countries in the world. Right up there with Argentina, who's going to elect an anarcho-capitalist pretty soon. And anyways, nice chatting with you, Karate Man. Sorry I missed you in the last video, but I talked a lot about this kind of stuff. And Karate Man's laying off the recommendation. So I guess next up is Harry Novak, the producer. That's going to take me a while next weekend to add some Harry Novak produced films. Maybe I'll do it now. Just for the hell of it, because I couldn't find any Lee Frost. Karate Man says, crazy, I know. Commander Cody backpack. Oh my gosh. Robert Zedar is great. We love Robert Zedar on this channel. He's got this really ugly looking face. He looks like one of these ugly professional wrestlers like George the Animal Steel or or Bruiser Brody or something. Huss. Or George the Animal Steel with his green tongue. You. Where do they come up with these dumb expressions? And you look at the old George the Animal Steel videos, he talks like a normal person. Hey, British Crumpet Man is back. I haven't seen him in weeks. And he's calling me handsome again. I guess you can't see where I cut myself shaving. Robert Zedar is in Double Blast, which I recommended, one of Dale Apollo Cook's best. What is it called? Double Blast? Double what? Double Blast? Oh, that's 654 on my list. I think it's on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. If it's one of Dale Apollo Cook's best, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll get to it in my lifetime. after I'm done adding Harry Novak movies. Well, British Crumpet, man, I'm chasing after some Valenzuelan 20-year-olds, Colombian bodybuilder 30-year-old. I'll show you the Colombian. It looks like I'm going to be having sex with a man because her legs are very muscular, like those muscular men who hang out with Bishop Barron, the YouTube star on. He has the most YouTube views. This is the muscular Colombian woman, age 38. She's hanging out the gym. It's a PG-13 action movie, but you'd be surprised it works. It's Indiana Jones meets Home Alone meets Kickboxer, sort of, in a way. Yeah. One time I dated a 6'2" volleyball player from China. I think she was age 26, and she had never had sex before. So her sex organ was like huge, and I couldn't get aroused because it wasn't tight enough for me. Now I'm getting sexually explicit ever since British Crumpet Man entered the room. But that felt like I was having sex with a man. It wasn't getting me aroused, man. Anyways, such is life. This is what happens when you're 53. You have to improvise. Although I dated the 26-year-old about 5 years ago when I was in my late 40s, and my son was just kind of not amused by it. Although she did buy him a toy one time. I don't know where she got the money. She's got depression problems. Her parents abused her when she was a kid, and then she moved to Minnesota, where it's sparsely populated. It's kind of like New Zealand over there, because she wanted to be away from people. I said, why are you moving away from me and my son? I don't get it. And then she started emailing me to F off. She was a strange woman. And she was Muslim, like she wouldn't eat pork. And then, what else can I say about her? Oh, yeah, she had something weird going on with her hair. She had a urinal tract infection. So she had this tube in her stomach. Robert Z. Darr is also in Tango and Cash, 1989. Stallone says to him, "I loved you," and Conan the Barbarian then smashes his face on the prison bars. Yeah. The 26-year-old volleyball player from China, she had body hair, but it was barely negligible. Kind of like the hair on my second wife's legs, who was also from China. Got one strand of hair on her leg, really long. Yeah, Robert Z. Darr. What is the deal with his face? He's got a crazy looking face. Oh, he's got an due to his cherubism, a rare genetic disorder that causes prominence in the lower portion of the face. The name is derived from the temporary chubby-cheeked resemblance to putty, the chubby-faced infants featured in Renaissance paintings, which were often mistakenly described. Cherubism. As cherubs. Anyways, Robert C. Dar. He was of Lithuanian descent. Zidar had a unique and easily recognizable look with a slightly sinister appearance, which aided his career as he portrayed villains, usually. Well, my ex-girlfriend, it didn't take her long to go to the private spa in San Bruno. She asked me if I was crazy, and I said no. R.I.P. Burt Young. Okay. I've seen a couple Burt Young films, and probably not the good ones, but Rocky used to be on the television a lot. He was 83. Oh, pretty old. I hope to be live to be 83, but on the other hand, I want to get heaven quicker. So I take all these supplements, and I'm fasting right now. Anyways. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend, she was Muslim. She wouldn't eat pork. And she was crazy. And she asked me if I was crazy on the first date. And then we went straight to the private spa in San Bruno. That was kind of bizarre. That was before she had the tube in her stomach for the for the urinal tract infection that she was having. She had this tube in her stomach, and it was hooked up to a bag full of pee. It was gross. That's what kind of grossed me out about her. Not to mention her height and her funky looking hair. But I don't know. That was before I had the desire to date a Catholic woman from Colombia or Venezuela. Forget Philippines, man. The only Filipinos on Tinder are transsexuals. It's kind of like Thailand. Adrian wants me to date somebody from Thailand because none of them are Catholic. Anyway, I just got another match. Rhea. Oh. Here's a Thai or Filipina. My name's Priya, or you can call me Rhea. I'm 35 years old. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm looking for a good guy who is a good heart, gentleman, and love the way I am. I'm here not for sex online, but I'm looking for a real love. How long will that take? A year and a half? Oh, she's vaccinated. forget it. There's the recent match. I'm going to unmatch from her because she's vaccinated. Doesn't she look like a boy with long hair? Kind of looks like it. This is the problem with Thai women. They look like boys, and the boys look like girls. It's hard to tell the difference. Actually, I remember there's a short video of you having pizza with some Asian lady from 2014. Who was she? Oh, that was another Chinese gal who couldn't even speak English, but her daughter could speak English. She spent all day long playing video games. The daughter is in the video, her teenage daughter, and and she would stay in her room, play video games all day long while I was having sex with her mom. And one day she said, I probably met hundreds when I was in my late 30s. Hundreds of Chinese women. There are so many here in San Francisco. It's unbelievable. And like I said, I wasn't discriminating against them because I wasn't Catholic. That's why I got my second divorce. My first wife was from Philippines. But technically, Philippines is Pacific Islander, not Asian, right? A lot of people refer to Filipina as Asian. I don't get that, but what do I know? Yeah, there was one year when I was in my late 30s when I was dating like 100 women. I couldn't find anybody. Japanese, Indonesian, Malaysian, Vietnamese. I've never dated Vietnamese or Malaysian or Indonesian, but I have an Indonesian coworker. She's married though. I dated Japanese, but she was Buddhist. And I didn't want to have nirvana now. I didn't believe in reincarnation. So she stopped dating me. As a Buddhist, she discriminated against me. We went to go see the Peter Jackson Hobbit movies, the ones after Lord of the Rings, which just have the Hobbit running around a bunch of coins and with the dragon chasing him around for like 2 hours. And that movie was in 3D. I feel like Asian food, believe it or not, Karate Man says. Well, I got to cook my my beef stew now. I'll let you go. I just realized I'm running late on cooking my beef stew later.